The seats are at the upholstery shop right now. The seats are your regular original VW bus seats. The cool thing about this camper though, that you will find in like 1978, 77 I believe, maybe a little bit older, is this really cool little like movable seat. So like imagine the seat is here like facing that way. You can flip it all the way around and you can like face the back, which is really cool, especially with a camper, because you can have like tables, little setup right here, and you can have that thing turned around and kind of like hang out in the living room if you want to call it that. So that's a cool thing that I like about these campers. Only in the later models have them. And you can see here it's an automatic. The automatic for these buses that we do, they're original automatic buses. They're not, we don't convert them. It's probably not, it's not cost effective to convert it. You can convert one, I'm sure people can do it, but it's not really cost effective to try to like convert your manual to an automatic. It would cost you so much, you'd be better off just actually buying an automatic. So there's a nice little automatic shifter right there. If we take a look in the back here, we are currently working on it. So these right here, these cabinets will be replaced, like the front portion of it, with some matching laminate. We have to order it online. It's kind of hard to find, but we order that and then refinish these covers and refinish this one right here. What this is right here is just cabinet space. All your drawers, you can put, you know, whatever you want. More cabinet space in here. It's holding some parts right now. Cool thing about this particular model, not only is it a Poptop camper, but it's a propane model. And what that means is that it has this propane tank right here on the bottom. And you would put propane in there, and that would allow you to have a source of fuel for your stove right here. It's fairly simple. It's just a tube that goes to the propane tank. Besides the seals on the hoses, that's really the only thing you'd have to look out for. And you just turn it on and light right here with a lighter, and you'll have a stove. The sink is powered by a water pump, very basic water pump. So if that were to go out, it's just a basic water pump. Really cool. Not all Poptop Westfalias have this, only the propane models. Some of them have their Poptops, but just no propane. So it'll still be the Poptop, it'll still have the camping interior, but it won't have this setup right here. So it's kind of cool. Nowadays you can get a tiny little, like this size propane stove, and you don't need this entire huge thing, but you know, it's cool to have. It looks cool. Right here is a little tiny ice box. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, honestly. They can be repaired, but I really don't know how to do it. The only reason why is because if there's a small little piece in there, like a regulator or a condenser that went out, it's like extremely hard to find a 50-year-old-ish part for this specific thing here. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's kind of like a little bit cold, you know, does its job. Pretty cool. And then you've got this port right here, which is the pull-out Z-bed. Again, the cushions and stuff are at the upholstery shop, so when they come back, there'll be a square cushion here and a square one up here on top. And all it does is, in this position right here, it's a regular seat, looks like a back seat, and when you pull it out, it'll flip all the way out to a full bed with a cushion in the back right there where the motor is. So you have a full length bed right here. Super cool. This is like one of my favorite things with buses. If I have a bus and it's not even a camper, I'll take the back seat out and put one of these in, just because I like that idea of having a back seat, and then when you cruise around or whatever and you want to make it a full bed, easily pull it out. So this stuff is super desirable and awesome. It's called a Z-bed. I know a lot of people kind of ask about it, like what is it, and it's just called a Z bed, basically a pull-out bed. And then up on top, I'll step out and you can kind of just, well actually it doesn't really look that great up here, to be honest, it's not ready yet. But two big large cushions go on top up here and you can easily sleep 2 people. And it's also just really nice to stand up and like just stand up in your bus. A lot of times buses are, they're not pop tops and you have to constantly lean over, hunch over. And then you've got a little window here. I don't know if you can see me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is super cool too, especially if you're like gonna cook something and you wanna, you know, let that smoke come out of the top. It's really nice to have. Plus it's a screen so you can see a lot and not have bugs flying in. Really cool. Another reason why I love Poptop Westfalia. So if we move this way, with this restoration, we also take the windows out and we replace the window seals with new seals when it comes back from paint. So if you notice when you look around, like the windows are, they have new rubber seals on it. So these are all new too. It's nice, it looks clean, it also keeps the water out. So that's a really cool thing we do. Also this tent here is new and replaced. We put a new tent and the top here has new weather seals. That's also important, you know, it just keeps the water out. We also do repairs on this top fiberglass, so if it has cracks and things like that, we repair that while it's at paint and body. And we walk around to this side. If you notice the tires, they're white wall tires, new tires. The front is not new. The reason why it's like this is because when we're towing it, the back is touching the ground and we want to have the back at least have new tires until the bus is done, and then we'll pop all new tires on it, new hubcaps, and it looks really, really, really nice. Like putting the hubcaps is like, it like brings everything together. The back here is nothing too crazy or pretty basic, but here's just the back portion of it. This is the cover for the engine. So if people were wondering what that is, the motor's in the back. Maybe you know that, maybe you don't. And that's just an easy way to look inside of the motor, do a little tinkering. That's what that is. And over this will be one of the cushions that goes over it that helps connect to that full bed. There is also cabinets that we're working on. There's one cabinet that goes on the side right here, and it'll hold, you know, whatever you need really. It's a fairly decent sized cabinet. It lines up to right here. It comes all the way back and goes all the way up. And another one that goes up to the top right here, just more storage, basically a lot of storage. And that is getting worked on. We're fixing the laminate on it. The motor is, this motor in here is the original motor when we bought it. The last thing we're gonna do when this one is all done, putting it together, is taking it to our mechanic where he's gonna put a rebuilt motor that we have. We've been rebuilding that for a while and it's all rebuilt and done. Just waiting to bring this in to take out this old motor and pop in a nice brand new one. Along with all the brakes. When we do these builds, we replace everything about the brakes. So if it has to do with the brakes, it's all new when we put it together. So all new brakes go in. Rebuilt motor goes in. The transmission is either rebuilt or serviced. It just depends what it needs. If we walk on this side, I'll show you a few other cool things about Poptop Westfalia. You have this little plug-in area here, which is really cool. So you go to like a campsite and you can plug in like an extension cord at the campsite, plug it in. What that does, it just gives you power on the inside, so you can plug your laptop, whatever you want, gives you power. So that's a super cool thing that only Poptop Westfalia would have. And this is how you would drain water, and this is how you would add water to the water tank that's inside. And that's about it. Right here is gonna have a window going in. We'll do a whole lot of little details to the bus to get it looking really nice. And that is so far the journey of this bus. Oh, and then when this bus is done, I'll drive it around, test drive it, make sure that everything feels good, like it should. I've driven like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of buses. We've done a lot of these, so I have a really good idea if a bus needs something or if it's not running the way that it should. So I'll drive it around, and then once that's done, it will get sent off to the buyer in Canada. So she'll be probably the only person with an automatic Poptop Westfalia that's purple, I would say, because really, 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 really rare to have an automatic Poptop camper, especially with that propane tank. That's like another level of rarity, I guess. And then it's purple. So. And that's pretty much it, guys.